That deaf player for Jackson, now that that should fit well with the blind officials. That was one of the things in the emails, and I'll share that with you, Dave. Evaluation committee, a couple things. What we want to do is, everybody, it's a tough committee to be a part of. I really didn't want to do it, but because of being a state evaluator, felt it was probably the right thing to do. Here's what we're trying to accomplish. If you want to go, how many people here want to referee in state tournament? I hope there's a good number. Okay. That's not a good enough number.
No,
there are a number of officials who have been there multiple occasions, myself included. I don't necessarily want to go. I don't want to go. I think we have Calvin. We have a group of officials who've been there, done that, want to help a group of officials who still want to go or haven't been there before, because we have a lot of great talent. You have to be, so that's going to be the focus of the evaluation committee, that body of folks. One of the things we have to do is give to the recommendation committee data. Here, here's data from the evaluation committee. Now, the whole purpose of an evaluation committee really should be more than that. It should be, give us feedback so we can get better. So what we want to do is work very closely with the training and education committee. We may not have the resources on the evaluation committee. That's going to be myself, Dave Kramer, Billy Simmons, Gary Parker. I know Torch and Calvin are going to assist. And then hopefully there's some other folks who will do that. But we're going to work closely with the training and education committee. That's Torch. Torch, you need to get involved with that because he's going to provide a lot of feedback to help you get better. And it's not going to be any kind of evaluation or anything like that. On the evaluation committee, what we want to do is have a preseason evaluation at minimum for everybody who is eligible to be a playoff official. None of those preseason evaluations are going to count towards anything. So we're going to try to, I don't know what the schedule looks like. Hopefully we have a tournament where we can really have the evaluation committee. And before that tournament, we'll go over the criteria. Hopefully, Torch, is he going to show any videos to the general membership?
Yeah, Torch has bought a couple videos. He's trying to get another one that he's purchased through, I forget where he told me, but he's got a lot of stuff that he's going to bring to us, okay? I also asked Ab Leonard. Ab Leonard retired from basketball, but I've asked him to stay on as educator and trainer and be our rules interpreter, of course, continue doing that. So, and he said he'd be happy to do that.
Right, so, I know the evaluation committee is not necessarily the only group that is responsible for the improvement of officials. That's really going to be beyond that. It's going to be the training education committee. We know that video is the most important thing that you can use to get better, both looking at situations, the type of stuff that Torch is providing, but then hopefully he's going to have an opportunity to video you as an official and then self-critiquing. So that is a big part of the training committee. Evaluation committee is going to work very closely, but our main focus is to work with that group of playoff officials. Make sure you understand the state criteria for evaluating officials. Have an opportunity with it doesn't count or anything like that. Preseason evaluations, that gives you a baseline. And then we will encourage communication, and then we'll have everybody be evaluated, I don't know how many times, but it depends on the number of officials who want to be, state playoff officials. I know that we have some very good people, and I know I don't speak for Calvin, but I think he really wants to see, newer, younger people get their opportunities because that's the only way we're going to thrive as an organization. So I would welcome any feedback you have. That's the plan. I wasn't prepared really to give any presentation, but on our website we do have the evaluation criteria, correct?
As soon as you give it to him.
I have.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the
minimum,
our
website.
The minimum qualifications, yes,
right.
That should be on there, yeah.
And what we got to get past, as you guys just heard, I did a middle school game. And I was evaluated by a parent as the worst official they've ever seen in their entire life. Okay? Thank you, you guys. Appreciate this table in particular. It's good to see Tyrone Archie here. Very good to see Tyrone back. But what I'm trying to say here, guys, is what we're trying to avoid is you need to be ready to get hard constructive feedback. But we also need to know it's a collaborative thing. I mean, there's nothing worse when you're being evaluated and you have people and you're not able to. Sometimes the perspective of officiating is a lot different than when you're being evaluated. So we'll go over some of the best practices and the criteria that Calvin and I were instructed on when we have to do evaluations. But again, we want to be honest, etc. But we want to, bottom line is none of us are perfect. I mean, you guys can be out there evaluating me and say, man, I can do better than, this guy blew that call. It's just a lot different when you're up in the stands. But, that's what we're going to do. We're going to create a baseline preseason tournament. We're going to give you something to work on. And then we will have at least one, hopefully 3 to 4 evaluations. It's going to really depend. We have a great evaluation committee, guys, and if there are some other folks who are interested, let me know, because we really want guys who've been there, done that, who don't necessarily want to, they want to see other people be successful, and that's what we're all about. That's all I got.
All right, good.
Question on what's your plan for the new